What if I told you that the spells we know from Snape's old potions book were only the beginning? That the Half-Blood Prince left behind something far more dangerous than we ever imagined? A legacy of forbidden magic created in the shadows of Hogwarts. Today we dive into the hidden world of Severus Snape's spellbook and uncover what dark secrets might still be buried in its pages. The name Half-Blood Prince might sound poetic, even noble, but for Severus Snape, it was something else entirely. A mask, a rebellion, a cry for identity in a world that never fully accepted him. Born to a Muggle father and a witch mother, Snape never fit neatly into any one world. He wasn't just a Slytherin outcast. He was a self-made inventor of magic. When Snape arrived at Hogwarts, he wasn't popular. He wasn't wealthy, but he was brilliant, dangerously brilliant. And when the world offered him no protection, he created his own. He began crafting spells in secret, some harmless, some helpful, and some horrifying. We know of Sectumsempra, a vicious curse that slashes the victim like an invisible blade. The spell doesn't stun, it doesn't bind, it maims. It was never taught in class, never mentioned in any textbook. It came purely from Snape's rage and pain, likely in response to being bullied. Perhaps even as a weapon he never intended to actually use. But Sectumsempra wasn't the only one. Imagine the kind of mind it takes to invent magic. Not learn it, create it. Snape's mind was a cauldron of emotion. Brilliant, bitter, desperate, and deeply wounded. And from that mind came a book, scrawled in ink, annotated with potions tweaks, jinx reversals, and experimental spells that no teacher dared to mention. Let's explore some of the spells Snape might have created in the shadows. Mors Viventus, the death of the living. A hex so precise it stops the victim's heart temporarily, plunging them into a death-like coma. Not Avada Kedavra, no flash of green light, just silence, cold, and the terrifying possibility of never waking up. Why would Snape create such a thing? Maybe as an escape, maybe as a punishment. Umbra Invoco, a charm that summons the victim's shadow, not the literal one, but a fragment of their essence. The shadow whispers secrets, reveals thoughts they never wanted heard. It's invasive, violent, mind-breaking. Could Snape have used this to gather information, or even to scare someone into silence? Memoris Rex, the memory thief. Unlike a pensive, this spell steals memories and locks them away permanently. The target forgets entirely and cannot retrieve it, not even with legilimency. This could be the spell Snape used on others, or maybe even himself, to forget something or someone. And then there's Dolus Redivivus, pain returned, a punishment spell. If you cause someone pain, the spell reflects it back onto you later, stronger. It's as if Snape built a spell that forced karma. Why? Maybe he created it during his remorse over Lily. Maybe he used it on himself, again and again, punishing himself for the one moment that changed everything. These aren't just spells, they're pieces of a broken soul. But how many of these did Snape actually use? Did he share them with anyone? Did even Voldemort know what the Half-Blood Prince was truly capable of? Snape was a man of layers, a double agent, a spy, a protector, and a killer. He killed Dumbledore to save Draco. He saved Harry to honor Lily. And in his old potions book, he etched a side of himself that no one, not even Dumbledore, ever fully understood. The book itself is a mystery. We know Harry used it in 6th year. We know it helped him ace potions and nearly kill Draco. But we don't know what else was inside. Could it have held dangerous secrets that even Harry never uncovered? Spells so dark that Snape hid them behind enchantments, or even cursed them to erase themselves. And what happened to the book after the war? Was it destroyed? Locked away in the Department of Mysteries? Or is it still out there, waiting to be found by the next gifted, lonely wizard? Because here's the terrifying truth. If a Half-Blood Prince could create spells like Sectumsempra while still a teenager, what would he have created as a man, torn between love, guilt, and war? And more importantly, what if someone else finds his book and doesn't have the conscience Snape eventually grew? The legacy of the Half-Blood Prince may be darker and deeper than we'll ever know. But one thing's certain. Severus Snape's story didn't end in the astronomy tower. His mind, his magic, his secrets may live on in ink, waiting to be unleashed again. Would you trust yourself with his book? Let me know in the comments what you think was the most dangerous spell Snape ever created, real or imagined. And if you could invent your own, what would it do? If you like the video and don't want to miss the next one, subscribe. I will be very grateful.